What's up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here, and you know who this is. Ahead of AEW Dynamite's 5-year anniversary, one of the prestigious members of the Bang Bang Gang. I don't even know if I can say this without getting demonetized 30 seconds into this video, but I'll do it anyway. Rock hard, Juice Robinson. How's it going, man?
What's up, Shaq? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thank you for doing this today. The hair is looking voluptuous. The beard is looking voluptuous. If I
I
could grow
woke up
either
like
of them out, I would. You woke up like this?
this is how I wake up.
Oh, well, congratulations to you, sir. Let's start here. I am curious. The hardest question you'll ever be asked. How jarring is it being married to a monochrome wife? Like, are the rooms in your house colored before she walks in? How does this all work?
Well, I'll tell you, she may look black and white on TV, but to live with her personally, life is anything but black and white. It's very colorful. It's very crazy.
Wow.
She's a lunatic. Make no mistake about it. She's lost her mind. She's lost the plot, as her mother would say. And we're all just dealing with the consequences.
I feel like you somehow managed to both like compliment and criticize her in one fell swoop. So very well done.
Truth.
Uh, but like on a more serious note, I think sometimes AEW gets an unfair rep for not having enough like character-driven storylines, and I feel like you and Tony are some of the best representatives of strong character work in AEW. I'm curious, what's like the creative process like between the two of you when you're bouncing around ideas?
There is no creative process. But as far as characters go, and I hear a lot of people talk about characters in pro wrestling. Any single human being that walks through the curtain, down the ramp into the ring is a character. What their character is, that's for you and them to decide. If you think it's lame, if you think it's not, over the top, subdued, whatever. But everybody is a character. It's just, are they bland or are they a little spicy? That's the way I look at it.
What is your personal recipe to being the spiciest juice the juice can be?
Oh, kind of let it all hang out. I try to not keep myself in any particular lane. I do feel like I think of doing something real crazy, but I keep it on the rails. And I believe that's the fine line. I said a little earlier today that it feels like I'm hanging off the cliff of sanity by a thread. And that is truly how I feel. That's how I want to feel bell to bell, because pro wrestling hurts. I've gotten beaten to hell for almost 20 years. So to not answer the bell and go and become an absolute lunatic, I mean, in the one place where you can be a lunatic is in pro wrestling. I mean, I don't know. I love it. And that's why I do it, because I like to get crazy.
Now, we have this 5-year anniversary coming up. You weren't there for the entirety of it, but you're having a lot of success over in Japan. What's your earliest memory of hearing about the rumblings of AEW or seeing that first show? Like, what was going through your mind as a professional wrestler seeing another big North American organization pop up?
Well, I heard the rumblings before the first show, you know, with the Young Bucks and Cody were in Japan, so we definitely heard about it coming down. But to be honest, it sounded too good to be true to me. I think I sit here to now, and when I was hearing it then, it sounded like a dream come true, because I remember 2012 and 2013. The only place that there was WWE, and some people felt like that was not good for the business. And I think I happen to be one of them. The more companies there are, the better it is for everybody. And yeah, it seemed like it was too good to be true. But here we are 5 years later. And, I wasn't part of the 1 year, but I'm a part of the five, and I hope to be a part of the 10. So it's cool.
Now, nothing is publicly confirmed, but the latest reports are looking good for the future of AEW and its TV rights deal. What's the atmosphere like backstage for the pro wrestlers with, some hope of certainty that things are bright and things are moving ahead for at least the next several years?
I I think everybody's really happy, but in the same sense, they're all concerned with their own individual
Mm.
um, plan and path. But it's a very exciting time in AEW. I mean, we just said 5 year, and you said there's good news coming down the pipe. What exactly that is, I don't know. I don't really concern myself with that. I like to show up and wrestle and have a good time, and there's a lot of people like that at AEW. And yeah, I'm really excited to hear, you know, that the next 4 or 5 years will be accounted for, and it's coming soon. Apparently, you know more than me. The people listening to this know more than me. I show
More
up
informed.
wrestling, and when I'm not wrestling, I'm doing something. I'm not checking on the the TV deals, and that's not my genre. That's
You,
not my business, really.
listen, if I didn't have to for work, I probably wouldn't be either, and I'm a little jealous that you're not, Juice.
Try to keep
Uh,
it simple.
you mentioned the sort of everyone sort of focused on honing their craft and putting their best foot forward. I feel like AEW has such a strong competitive roster. How do you, as a performer, sort of, I guess, mentally sort of work through like making the most of your opportunities, trying to push for your character and your work, but understanding that there's just so many great talent there. Like it just feels like a competitive field. You know what I mean?
Well, the opportunity to me is when they say go, you're on TBS or TNT. As soon as you walk through that curtain, and the only it's you and you alone, and you make an impression. People see you, what you look like, how you sound, what you. Um, I don't, I don't, I don't care if I'm wrestling in the first match against a ham and egger or I'm in the main event against Daniel Bryan. I'm gonna, do my best and try to build momentum. And you know, Adam Page is not going to be an easy match, but it's going to be awesome, and there's going to be a lot of eyes on it, and there's going to be some people maybe seeing me for the first time. So there's always an opportunity in wrestling, and sometimes, most times, it's better to just let the business come to you. I feel.
The lines between fiction and nonfiction are quite blurred in pro wrestling. I think one of the great misconceptions is that Kurt Angle loves milk. Kurt Angle actually doesn't drink much milk at all. Is Juice Robinson a juice guy? And if so, what's the most refreshing cup of juice?
Well, I would be a coconut water guy, I guess, but I would classify that as juice. I do like a good tomato juice, a Bloody Mary mix. No vodka now, but just the Bloody Mary, Mr. and Mrs. Tom's. Some about the Worcestershire. Can't even say that word, so I try to say it as much as I can. Some about the Worcestershire and the vinegar in there. Oof, that makes good. So I guess I'm a tomato juice guy, a little bit.
To the people who say that Bloody Marys and Caesars are just like cold tomato soup, is that just like an unrefined palate that doesn't understand what's going on, or is that a fair comparison?
Oh man, I don't really know what's wrong with cold tomato soup.
Okay, there. You like cold tomato juice, so there
I
you go.
love, yeah, I do. I love the tomato. The tomato is one of my favorite fruits, actually.
Mine too. I feel like it's a controversial one, but
Fruit. I don't. I know there's.
this probably wasn't the direction you're hoping this takes, but or
All right.
expecting this to take. Excuse me. Um, Back on the wrestling though, you got the Bang Bang shirt on right now. I would love if you could clear up, I think, a bit of confusion that sometimes fans are having lately. Is the affiliation between the Bang Bang Gang and Bullet Club over? Are they still one and the same? Can you fix that for me here?
Well, I don't think you can erase mine and Jay's past,
Mm-hmm.
and that a lot of this originated in Bullet Club, and uh, now we're Bang Bang Gang, but I still wear the Bullet Club gold
Yeah.
logo on my trunks. So I think we're kind of caught in between. I believe officially we are the Bang Bang Gang now, and when you add Colton and Austin in there, I mean, real quick, we stopped calling ourselves Bullet Club Gold because it just felt a little different, a little new, like we had a fresh coat of paint. But yeah, officially, I think we're Bang Bang Gang, but the origins come from Bullet Club Gold. So I never feel like it's something that I need to remove off of my trunks or my the back of my vest. But it'll probably be phased out over time.
Not all second and third generation pro wrestlers are sort of cut from the same cloth or find the same level of success. But very early on, like I was so impressed with Austin and Colten's ability to just sort of craft out characters for themselves. Like no matter how much you tell me Colten looks like Billy Gunn, and I do see it, like they're very distinctly their own guys. And I'm always reminded of the entrance they did to Many Men by 50 Cent, just sublime stuff. How has it been for you working with them? Obviously, I imagine having seen their father perform when you were on your way up and cutting your teeth. What's it like seeing the growth those two guys have had over the last several years?
I'm so impressed. Those guys are, I mean, young in their careers, hungry, athletic. They're fun. They're funny. They light up a room. They're a lot like their dad. And they're a lot like their dad in the fact that they're natural. So it's like you see see a little bit of their dad come out. It's great. But yeah, I think there's no limit on what they could do as just a tag team, let alone if they're with Jay or me in a trios. But like those guys as a tag team, the best is definitely yet to come. Definitely yet to come. Yeah, well, me and Jay wanted to be with those guys specifically. So I'm really happy that everybody's starting to kind of see what we saw right off the bat.
It's not often that you break someone's nose and they consider you a friend for life from that point. What's your memory of, hurting poor Kevin Owens in his WWE debut and, forging a lifelong friendship from that day?
Yeah, wrestling's, it's one of those things that's so physical that sometimes the super physicalness of it can bring you together. And I think Kevin had never been hit that hard, and I can't remember ever hitting anybody that hard, and it hurt us both. And yeah, it tore my palm, the bridge of his nose, cut my palm. Like
Oh.
I had 3 stitches. I had a hole in my palm, and yeah, his nose was just destroyed. But
What's going through your mind before you have the conversation afterwards? Because obviously everything's simpatico and cool when you talk, but
oh well, I was like, okay, the bell's over. We're in the back. Is this match going to continue? Does this guy want to come? Am I going to have to whoop his ass back here now in front of Triple H and all the WWE people? I don't know. But no, he's the kind of guy, you could break his nose and there's a good chance he might smile. He's a tough guy. I'm not. I don't know if I'm tough or I'm crazy or I have lack of something, but I don't mind the physical repercussions of wrestling either. And I like people that like to get physical, and I think he does too. And that was our moment that we both realized that we both like the physicality a lot.
well, on that note, his WWE contract appears to be coming up soon. Obviously, we want whatever is best for our friends, but selfishly for you, would you like to see him? Would you like to be able to tangle with him one more time over on this end of the street?
I would wrestle Kevin Owens any day, twice on Sunday. So, of course, I would love to meet him again. I would love that.
And I want to end on this note to bring it all back. AEW 5 years in, hopefully 5 more years to come. Give me 3 things the Juice would most like to accomplish in AEW over the 5 years. Whether that's titles, whether that's certain matches, could be something out of left field. Whatever you got, Juice, I'm here to listen.
Yeah, I think the next 5 years, I want to continue to establish myself and maybe open up the eyes of the AEW audience fully. I think, I had a rough block last year with an injury, and I'm getting going now a little bit, but I feel like I'm just barely getting going, like hardly at all. So if I can put, 3, 4, 5 years together, full power, full health, I don't know what, I don't have any particular goals. I just every day, every Wednesday or Saturday when I go there, I just try to do my absolute best and have fun, and then let the business come to me. That's kind of how I feel. And I can control what I can control, but other than that, I can't. But I'm having fun, and I really want to continue having fun for the next 5 years.
And as wonderful as a sentiment that is to end on, you reminded me that I did forget to ask. Is there anything you can share about Jay and when we might see him back?
Well, Jay, the thing, obviously the thing about wrestling is sometimes you got to step back for a little while and make sure everything's good before you can continue on even harder. So I think that's where he is right now. He's got to just take some time. And that guy, if he's one thing, he's smart. He'll know when to come back and how to come back, and he'll make an impact because that's one of the things he's very good at. So, yeah, we're all patiently waiting, biding our time, waiting on King Switch.
And I can't imagine how impactful it'll be when everything comes together. Juice, thank you so much for your time. I want to leave you with the last word. So very quickly for me, guys, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up. Let us know what you would most like to see for the next 5 years of AEW programming. Juice, if there's anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours, my friend.
I just want to tell the people, keep supporting pro wrestling, keep having fun, keep coming out to the shows, make noise, buy the t-shirts, bring your belts, do everything. Be fanatic, because that's what you are. You're a fan, and that's good. And let's make some freaking noise. Let's shake some buildings. You love pro wrestling? Let us fucking hear ya. Okay? That's my last words. Sorry about the F word.